Hey guys, it's me, Victoria. I'm here and I'm going to talk to you about journaling, especially journaling consistently. This is a video about all things journaling, especially if you want to get started and you just don't know where. So let's get to it. The first thing that you are going to want to do is to find your journaling purpose. So, what is your reasoning for wanting to journal? Are you just wanting to make lists, etc.? Next, you're going to figure out what kind of journaling will you be doing. Are you just going to be memory keeping? Are you going to just be brain dumping, making lists, brainstorming, junk journaling? That will determine what kind of journal you want to use. Next, we're going to pick your journal. There are 4 main kinds of journals that I'll go over today. So first, we have a blank journal. These are good for artsy people, sketching, drawing, painting, collecting stamps, junk journaling. That is great for a blank journal. However, you can use a blank journal for whatever you'd like. It's pretty open-ended. Next is going to be a grid journal. These are my tried and true favorite journals. They are like a blank journal, but because of the grid, you can write more in a straight line. You can align stickers and pictures and kind of keep it even if you'd like. Personally, for me, I just really like the grid journals as a whole. Next, you have a lined journal. These are going to be the most basic and the easiest accessible journals. They are great for lists, brain dumps, brainstorming. They are also good just for general writing. All you need is just one of these and a pen, truly, to get started. However, if you are more creative, then maybe another kind of journal is better for you. Last but not least, we have a dot grid journal. They are like the grid journals, except they are just dots. For me, I don't really tend to go to these because I feel like I need a ruler to keep all the lines straight. Therefore, I just go for a grid journal. However, the dot journals are good if you want to do bullet journaling, if you also want to add pictures and photos. Those are also really good as well. Next, we're going to go over not all the journals that I have, but just some of the ones that I have in my main rotation right now, just to show you that you can have different kind of journals for different things. This right here is a passport size traveler's notebook. I added a couple charms to it, as well as this pen to match the size. And a traveler's notebook is basically just a cover, and it has several different kinds of journals on the inside. This one has a grid journal, a line journal, and that blank journal that I showed you earlier. And then I even added an undated weekly calendar. Right now, I'm just actually using this to help me with YouTube and content creation. If I have an idea, I just pull it out of my bag and I write it down. Or if I see a video with some tips and it's a good tip, I'll go ahead and pull it out, write it down. It's very small and compact, but you can kind of make this into however you want. A lot of people online get really creative with their traveler's notebooks. Next, I have this fabric craft journal. It's just a line journal. I think I got it at Marshall's. I've been crocheting for a while and I decided to pick up cross stitch and embroidery, and so I just wanted to keep track of the things that I've been doing, how long it's been taking me, as well as what brands of floss or yarn that I'm using, as well as any colors. That way, if I need to go back and refer to it, I can. Next, I have this leather cover that I ordered with my initials on it, and it can hold several different journals, but I decided to put my commonplace journal in here, as well as my reading journal. The commonplace journal is a grid journal, and it is undated, and it's basically just kind of like a mini encyclopedia of the things that I am either hyperfixating on or that I'm researching online. It's kind of better than doom scrolling. If I see a quote or hear a quote, I will just write it down. I add some stickers just to add flair, but it's really just a kind of a random journal. Next is my reading journal. I've had this since 2024. Basically, if I read a book, I'm going to go ahead, print out the picture, and I have some stamps, and it's just a quick rating, quick review, kind of keeps track of all the books that I've read. So I keep that as an all-in-one. Next, I have my Hobonichi. This is my tried and true. This one has helped me consistently journal this year. It plans my months, my years, my weeks, and my days. For the days, I will kind of put a to-do list as well as maybe tracking what food I'm eating, and then just a little bit of memory keeping for the day. Not a lot going on. I'll just add some stickers if I can, to kind of keep it pretty. If not, I'll just use some markers. If I have a lot on my mind, like a packing list because I'm going on a trip, I'm just going to go ahead and write it down so it's out of my head. It's kind of a brain dump. But it is good to look back on. Sometimes it's not always pretty. If you don't feel like making a decorative layout, then just use pen and marker, kind of like I did there. If you don't know what to write about because you feel weird about writing about your day, that's okay. There are several online platforms that you can find prompts. I have prompts that I've written on my Substack that are available, and you just start with that. It takes 21 days to make a habit. Once you start writing a prompt, you'll feel more accomplished, and then it'll just be easier for you to start journaling after that. Next, we are going to talk about just some basic supplies that you'll need for journaling. You'll just need any kind of writing utensil. If you like pens, markers, pencils, that is up to you. I tend to go towards pens and brush markers. There are several brands out there. It really just depends on your preference. Personally, I have way too many, but I'm good with just a basic pen. I also love writing with fountain pens as well. You can use washi tape, you can use stickers, you can use stamps. There are several different kinds of materials you can use. If you're not that creative, I would suggest just buying a sticker book and just using the stickers that are there. You'll be surprised. They will sometimes have quotes, they'll have little decorative stickers, they'll also have functional stickers that kind of prompt you what to write, helps you keep track of appointments, and that are just aesthetically pleasing in a certain theme. Besides stickers, like I said, you can also use fountain pens. These are kind of my new obsession for this year. These are the current fountain pens that I have. They range in price as well as size, and I will say you get what you pay for. This is my Esterbrook. I just got it. It writes beautifully. However, if you're just starting out, I highly suggest the Pilot Kakuno. It was maybe $10 and it writes really well for the price point, and it will help you get started into fountain pens if that's what you're interested in and you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. So I'm all about that. Hey guys, I hope you found the video to be helpful. At the end of the day, all you really need is just a notebook and a pen to get started, or a pencil, whichever one you'd like. There are no rules. You can do whatever you'd like. I hope that you guys found this video helpful, and I hope that you start journaling. Let me know in the comments if you decide to journal and what kind of journal you decide to get. Thank you. I hope